Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new. Hi, my name is Mel. If you'd like to get to know me a little better, check out all the social media links down below in the description bar. In my TBR video, I mentioned that I had some books to haul. I just had a quick count of them, and I have like over 60 books to haul for you. So I'm gonna split it up into 3 parts of 20-ish books, and yeah, we're gonna just go through them. We're gonna discuss those books, kind of go through them and show you what I got recently. Oh, not recently, but over the span of like a year since I've done videos. Actually, I think the last time I did a video was September. So in the last 9 months, basically, what books I've acquired and where I've gotten them from, and kind of just show you what's up. And then you can let me know what books I should read next down below in the comment section, because I never know where to start with these kinds of things, because I've already got like an abundance of books. I also definitely need to add 1, these to my system, and 2, reorganize my shelves, because this is a crap ton of books. But I think without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight on in and get discussing books, I guess. So the first book I have here is Cinderella is Dead by Kaylin Bayron. I think that's how you say it. I absolutely love this cover. I remember I was always so confused in the beginning when this book was coming out, which cover was the US and which one was the UK. I am much more of a fan of this one, just because I like the artist style a lot better. Not to say that they look exactly the same kind of pose, same kind of whole thing. It's just 2 different artists, and I must say I do prefer this art style a little bit more. But yeah, I absolutely love the cover. I've heard nothing but amazing things about this. This follows a main character 200 years after Cinderella has found her prince and her fairy tale is over. This, I do believe, is an LGBTQ++ read, so I'm definitely excited to read this. I do have 2 copies of this. Let me show you. Both of which were kindly sent to me by Jonathan Ball Publishers, so a huge thank you to them. I will be giving away one of these, I think, just because I have no need for 2 of the exact same editions. So I will be giving this away on my Instagram, which I'm hoping to get back into quite soon. I'm hoping to post my very first post today in a couple of weeks. So I've been in and out of there for a while now, but I'm excited to get back in. I'm going to take some more photos today, get into it, maybe take a photo of these 2 so I can do a giveaway at the end of the month for this. The next book that I've got here is Elantras by Brandon Sanderson. This is a book that falls within the Mistborn universe, I believe, and this is the very first one in that universe, and there's apparently an order which I'll have linked down below if you're interested, and I want to read the books in that order, just because I have most of the series set on my shelves, and I figured I would get going by reading this and progressing through the eras, essentially. I bought this myself, and it is definitely a lot nicer than I thought it would be. I think the original cover was green. I really like the orange in this though. The next book I got is The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. This is an art copy that I got from a friend of mine that works for Penguin, and I've been dying to read this for so long, and I've heard nothing but incredible things about The Gilded Ones, and I need to jump into it. I'll probably jump into it in August. It's been a year now since this has actually been out, but I remember it was blowing up in January on Instagram and stuff, so I am so excited to jump into this one. The next book that I got is The Supreme Lie by Geraldine McCurrine, maybe? This just sounds like a really interesting book. It follows a 50-year-old Gloria who is a maid to Athalia's tyrannical head of state, Madame Suprema. When the country is hit by unprecedented flooding, Madame Suprema runs away, fearing she will be blamed for the crisis. To cover up this cowardly act, Gloria is made to step into Madame Suprema's shoes and is thrust into a world of corrupt and desperate politicians. As Gloria becomes aware of the forces toying with her every move, she must take decisions that could save or end thousands of lives, including her own. And that just like completely drew me in. So I'm so excited to read this. This does seem like a little bit of a fun read. It's got some mixed media in it, I believe. So this is definitely going to be one of those more interesting reads that I'm also kind of hoping to get to soon. I then have 4 Day Queens by Astrid Schulte. This is a book that was also sent to me kindly by Penguin Random House. A huge thank you to them. I believe that one was also sent to me by Penguin, the Supreme Lie. But yeah, this just seemed like such a fun and easygoing read, and it's a floppy book, and anyone in the book community I'm sure will die for a floppy paperback any given day, just because it's so much easier to hold, it's lighter, it's just a lot more fun to read at the end of the day. But yeah, this is one that I'm also really excited to read. This sounds so good. 1 Big Lie, 2 Forbidden Romances, 3 Days to Catch a Killer, and I'm down for it. I was kindly sent Sea Witch Rising by Jonathan Ball Publishers. So here I have Sea Witch and Sea Witch Rising. This I do want to read. I've heard nothing but great things about Sea Witch. I remember there was a lot of hype surrounding it. I do want to kind of do a month where I kind of read mermaid-ish or like retellings of the Little Mermaid and like ocean-based books, just because I do feel like they kind of hit different. Moving on swiftly, I have Shiny Broken Pieces by Sona, I do not want to mispronounce that surname, and Danielle Clayton. This is the sequel to Tiny Pretty Things. This is a Netflix series, I believe. So this I could have done for my TBR essentially if I had Tiny Pretty Things. I do not have the first book, so I do need to go and grab that for myself. But I'm really excited. I've been wanting to read this series for years, and when I heard it was turning into an adaptation, a TV series, I was like, yes, a means to read it. I then also received The Great Garden. Oh, that was sent by Jonathan Wolfe Publishers, by the way. I also have The Great Garden by Meg Russell. This is a very intriguing book. It's not particularly long in any shape, way, or form, but this was also sent to me by Jonathan Wolfe Publishers, so I think on a day that I want to read something along these lines, it does seem kind of thrillery. I then have one of the queens of thrillers, and that is Linda LaPlante, who with her Blunt Force series. This I think is the second or the third book. I do have the first book somewhere on my shelf, so I would need to read that. I would prefer to read them in order. Obviously these series tend to not fall in a particular order. You could read them in any shape, way you want. Obviously there's some chronological order to them, but it's not 100% necessary per my knowledge. Do correct me if I am wrong. And this is one of those that I'm just excited to get to because I am a fan of these kinds of books. They're just quick and easygoing, and definitely when you need a quick read that, you know, you can go in and out of, these are the ones to go for. This also kindly sent Nelly and Sam. I would pronounce that, but I'm really bad with my pronunciation these days. This is by Claudette Brown Storer and Christo Kruger. And this is just a really short story. This is like one of those books that I was talking about that could be like a graphic novel in a sense, because it is just a picture book. This was sent to me by Lapa Eitgever, so a huge thank you to them for sending this my way. I do love reading these and kind of enjoying the little cute things that these books tend to talk about. I then have another book sent to me by Lapa Eitgever, and that is Roxy by Christelle Lewitz, and this is an Afrikaans book, one of those books that I would like to review for my Local is Lekker series. I don't know, I just felt like I needed to read this. This seemed like a book that I would read. I would read you the description, but no. Moving on swiftly, I have The Queen's Assassin. The Queen's Assassin by Melissa De La Cruz. This is also one of those books that make waves. Apparently it's incredible. Also, I think LGBTQ++, feel free to correct me on that, but I've heard great things, and one of those books that I really want to get into because I feel like it's just so easygoing, and that's what I'm looking for these days. This is also my second copy of Foul is Fair by Hannah Kaplan. This is a Macbeth retelling, I believe, and it's feminist, it's fantastic, and it's one of those that I definitely want to get to, so I think I might host a giveaway for this in August. I think once a month would be a nice little thing, I think. I then received Imagine Me by Tahira Murphy. I absolutely love the Shadow Me series in whole. I think the only one I don't have is Defy Me. I have all of the short novellas in between, and this is another series that I want to reread this year, just because this is the conclusion to that entire series, which ended up being from a trilogy to a sextet, I believe is how you say it. But yeah, I'm excited. I then had to purchase Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jana Saffron Foyer for my English degree last year. I never read it, but it's definitely one of those that I want to read just because I remember watching the TV show regarding this. It's definitely a hard-hitting book and not particularly easy to get into, but it is one that I want to read anyways. This follows the events of 9/11, and it kind of is from the point of view of a child, and I think that this is one to read. I also received Date Me Bryson Keller by Kevin Van Vey. This had a lot of controversy surrounding it. It was sent to me for review. I requested it, I believe, so I do need to review it. A lot of what's surrounding this book is plagiarism from I don't know if it's a manga or something along those lines, or I think it is a manga, and it is literally copies so many things, so I would be cautious going into this because of the plagiarism thing. It is quite big, especially considering that it wasn't the best press for Penguin. I've got to review it, unfortunately, and I received it. So I then got Don't Turn Around by Jessica Barry. This one really piqued my interest because it's about a woman who's on the run who helps other women who is also on the run, but slowly she meets this one woman who ends up bringing her past a lot closer than she is comfortable with, and this just sounds like an edge of your seat page turner thriller situation. The next book I got is one that is so cool, and it is, I believe, I don't know if this is a final or, oh no, it's not, it's an arc. This is Harrow Lake by Kat Ellis, and they did an amazing job with the PR for this because it looks like a VHS tape, and it's obviously like a thriller, and I am a fan. I think this is a YA thriller, and it just sounds amazing. It looks so great. The PR, incredible. I in love with it essentially. So I'm excited to read this as well. I'm not too sure what it's about, but I'm always down for a YA thriller. Like, just chuck me into the fold, my guy. I'm ready. We get into the last book for this haul, and that is The Lies You Told by Harriet Tice. This I don't exactly know, but she wrote Blood Orange, which I also really wanted to read. It just sounds incredible. The cover in itself is amazing, and I'm here for it. I would hold up all these books, but I currently have a situation on my back that permits me from doing heavy lifting just because my back is constantly sore. Yeah, thank you so very much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please let me know which books you think I should read ASAP, and I'll get to them in next month, or I'll at least keep them in mind when I do my August TBR. And other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.